In the bustling heart of the city, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and luxury cars hummed along the streets, lived a man named Arthur. He had everything a person could dream of: a sprawling penthouse, a fleet of expensive cars, and a business empire that was the envy of many. He was a millionaire, a man who believed he had conquered the world. But one crisp autumn afternoon, a simple, heart-wrenching sight would shatter his perception of reality and redefine his understanding of wealth. As his chauffeur-driven car waited at a red light, Arthur glanced out the window, his mind preoccupied with stock market figures and upcoming mergers. That's when he saw her. A little girl, no older than 7, with tangled hair, and clothes that had seen better days, was huddled by an overflowing trash can in a back alley. His initial flicker of annoyance at the sight of poverty so close to his polished world was quickly replaced by something else entirely. The girl pulled a half-eaten loaf of bread from the trash. It was stale, discarded, something Arthur wouldn't even consider feeding to the birds in the park. He watched, expecting to see her tear into it with desperate hunger. But what she did next stopped his breath. She held the piece of bread in her small, grimy hands, closed her eyes, and whispered something. It took him a moment to realize what he was witnessing. She was giving thanks, thanking for a piece of bread that society had thrown away. A wave of shock washed over Arthur. Here he was, a man who complained if his imported coffee wasn't the right temperature, and there she was, a child grateful for garbage. The sheer humility, the profound gratitude in her small gesture, hit him like a physical blow. He was speechless. The blare of a horn behind him jolted him back to reality, but the image was seared into his mind. "Drive," he mumbled, but his eyes remained fixed on the little girl in his rearview mirror until she was just a speck. That night, Arthur couldn't sleep. The plush comfort of his king-sized bed felt cold and empty. The image of the girl haunted him. He saw her closed eyes, her whispered words of thanks for something so meager. For the first time, he saw the world not as a place of opportunities to be seized, but as a place of immense, silent suffering. He finally understood the brutal reality of a life he had only ever read about in newspapers or seen in fleeting news reports. This wasn't a statistic. It was a child who was hungry and yet so full of grace. The next morning, Arthur wasn't the same man. The arrogance that had been his armor for years had cracked. He felt a deep, aching need to do something, anything. He canceled all his meetings, a move that sent ripples of confusion through his company. He had a new priority, a new mission. He couldn't just stand by and watch. His wealth, which he had always seen as a measure of his success, suddenly felt like a heavy responsibility. He told his driver to take him back to that same alley. His heart pounded in his chest. What if she wasn't there? What would he do? But as they pulled up, he saw her, sitting on the cold pavement, sharing a small piece of her bread with a stray cat. A pang of emotion so strong it almost brought him to his knees went through him. He got out of the car, his expensive suit feeling utterly out of place in this world of hardship. He approached her slowly, not wanting to scare her. "Hello," he said, his voice softer than he'd ever heard it. The girl looked up, her eyes wide with caution. "I saw you yesterday," he continued gently. "I saw you, giving thanks for your food. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." He knelt, bringing himself to her level. "My name is Arthur. What's yours?" She hesitated, then whispered, "Lily." That day, Arthur didn't just give Lily a meal. He sat with her, listened to her story, and learned about her mother who worked tirelessly at 2 low-paying jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. He didn't just offer money. He offered a hand, a promise. What Arthur did next wasn't a simple act of charity. It was a profound commitment that would change everything. He found Lily and her mother a safe, clean apartment. He ensured Lily was enrolled in the best school, her bright mind finally given the chance to flourish. He gave her mother a stable, well-paying job within his own company, recognizing her work ethic and determination. He didn't just solve their immediate problems, he gave them the tools for a new life, a future filled with hope instead of uncertainty. But the transformation wasn't just Lily's, it was Arthur's too. He discovered a joy far greater than any business deal could provide. He started a foundation dedicated to helping families like Lily's, using his resources not to build a bigger empire of glass and steel, but an empire of kindness and compassion. He learned that true wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by what you give. His encounter with a little girl thanking for bread from the trash didn't just change her life. It saved his own, filling the emptiness he never knew he had. It was an emotional journey, a testament to the power of a single act of kindness and a life-changing choice born from a moment of pure, unadulterated grace. Thank you so much for watching this story with us. We hope it touched your heart as much as it touched ours. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new story. We'll see you in the next one.